Hey everyone, Tim here from SnapAttack. Let's dig into this week's Threat Snapshot. So I know we focus a lot on Windows and Windows environments, and we're going to take a little different route today. We're going to be looking at GobRAT, and this intelligence is coming out of Japanese CERT, or JP CERT, and GobRAT is malware that's targeting Linux, specifically Linux routers. It's written in Go, and it's pretty interesting, so we wanted to take a look at it. We can see here some information about GobRAT from this intelligence, and you're going to see a lot of similarities to stuff we've talked about in the past with living off the land. I mean, the installation method is a bash script that's going to reach out, pull down the stage 2. It's going to establish persistence through a daemon. It's going to have its own startup methods. It's going to have some persistence techniques that they're going to use. So you're going to see things like registering a SSH public key under authorized keys. And again, this is just really interesting to see because, with Linux in particular, on routers, telemetry is often a lot less visible. And that's because, a router, you're not necessarily going to be installing EDRs or antivirus or other tools. So detection opportunities are a little bit more rare, so it's interesting to see what techniques you can detect, and it's definitely very important. And one of the reasons that I think threat actors choose routers in particular is, again, partially because of that lack of security tooling on there, but also so much network data is flowing through there. So if they wanted to, redirect or intercept network traffic, that's going to put them in a really interesting spot to, gain additional data and context to what's going on in the network, especially a host that they haven't compromised yet. So if you want to learn more about how this tool in particular works, if you want to learn more about the C2 and other things, you can definitely read through this article. I always find it fascinating, the naming of, these malwares and how they arrive at their name. And so GobRAT is coming from, again, it's a Golang binary, but this goes back to the Gobs of Data blog post. And really they're using Gobs, which is a built-in Golang package to serialize and unserialize and pass data, essentially between Golang servers, clients, and tools internally. If you're familiar with protocol buffers, if you're familiar with, pickling in Python or other kind of serialization methods, same concept, a little different approach. And really this is their way of kind of passing information along internally, again, across the wire or other structures. So that's where this tool gets its name. And if you wanted to see a little bit more about the communication, they do have an emulated, C2 server client that's using that Gob library to pass the data back and forth. So take a look at that. In true SnapAttack fashion, we're going to hop over to the platform and we're going to see what does this Linux malware look like in SnapAttack. So again, we were able to grab a sample of the loader script. We have a Linux system here. So this is running on Ubuntu, but again, this could be running on, other systems. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And what we're going to do is we're going to chmod the loader, make sure that we have execute permissions on here, and then we're going to run this. So you're going to see quite a few things that it's going to do, a lot of built-in commands. So it's going to disable the firewall. It's going to do some other reconnaissance things, again, just to make sure, like, hey, what type of operating system, what am I running on? It's going to, you can see there, it's chmodding that file, putting that backdoor in the authorized keys. It also reached out, it's wgetting to, pull down that stage 2, and it's putting that in the temp directory. Again, so that wouldn't necessarily survive a reboot, and that's intentional because routers don't often get rebooted. Yes, I know, unplug, plug it in again if the internet's broken, but makes it a little bit more evasive, and it's a very interesting piece of malware. This also, again, lights up like a Christmas tree on the process graph. Again, because they're particularly using a lot of those internal tools. So we can see here, binsh, we're going to load that loader, and there's a lot of different things that it's going to be, running. So we can see the system control, we're stopping the firewall service. So we have, both labeled that attack, we have detections there, uname. So again, it's doing some other, system information discovery. wget here, so this is going to download that stage 2. This is actually the GobRAT malware. because we were just looking at the loader. It's going to move that into the temp directory, make it executable. Again, they're masquerading, so this is trying to look like it's a QNAP daemon process for Apache D. We're going to enable that in cron tab and give it some persistence. We're going to be pulling out, and we're using grep here to insert information into the SSH, those authorized keys. So there's that persistence mechanism again. Lots of different techniques here that are in use, lots of detection opportunities, if you do have telemetry available. So let's take a look at some of those detection strategies. 3 here particular to this GobRAT sample. So this first one is looking at the, downloading. So if you are able to monitor this from, process side, you can look for those wget commands and looking for the file name or the location where this is being downloaded. So you can see hits here as well. This could also just as easily be monitored at a network level. Again, if you're looking for, those specific domains or, things of that nature. If the router isn't typically going out and communicating to, some of these servers, that would definitely be its own interesting detection that you could hunt for as well. Malware execution standpoint. So again, we can see this is being launched. We're using NoHub, and we're launching a file out of the temp directory. Again, this is also masquerading as Apache, the web server. And again, it's in the daemon mode. Again, that command line argument doesn't do anything, but this is going to blend in quite a bit if you were doing like a PS and look for a process list on the host. So another opportunity for detection there. Some file indicators. So again, we're looking for file creation, and there's a couple of these here. So like I said, they're blending in. So it could be Apache D, it could be waitd.sh or sshd.shell. The important thing here is that all of these are being hosted in the temp directory. Again, that is going to be something kind of new and novel, particularly around this. So looking for suspicious files in the temp directory as a general threat hunting strategy is good. Several different, I'll call them evergreen detection opportunities that you can have. So again, these are generic techniques that you're going to see from a lot of different, malware and tools. Stopping or disabling services. So you could see that they were trying to disable the firewall, and we can see here that system control disable, and again, that context, so firewall deservice, that shouldn't be disabled in a normal environment. So that's a good detection opportunity. Chmoding suspicious files and directories. Again, chmoding things in a temp directory here is, again, interesting. You'd have to have some context of who and what is doing the chmoding, but again, in context with other detections, this could be something that is interesting in your environment. So that's a little bit more about GobRAT, and that's our snapshot for this week. This is a weekly series, so like, subscribe, comment below the video, and we'll see you next time.